What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. We actually got some new here. Charlie and Vivek explain why people are poor. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, notification bell is on so you won't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 5K. Let's go ahead and check this out here.
Hi. Oh, my name's Erin. I'm a really big fan, and I'm really excited to see both of you.
Where's her bra?
I'm a little stressed because I feel like I could ask about, gun violence. I could ask about anti-Semitism on campus, but I feel like with
He's got to
opportunity
be
like
like
this, I would
a
really
plant
appreciate
purposely
some
put
personal
there.
advice.
This
I'm
dude
here
right
at the
here,
University of.
I know this is serious, but he is trying to keep his composure because there's no why is she like this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. It's like how do you want people to take you serious? This is oh my goodness. Let's go.
Pittsburgh as a social work major, and I'm really passionate about it. However, I have found that I'm leaning a little bit more Republican, and I feel like I come at a standstill with that. And I really just want to get your advice moving forward for myself. There's some obvious things I think you can think that would conflict, obviously. I guess that's kind of my question. What advice do you have for me as a Republican aspiring social worker?
What would conflict?
I don't know like how to say it properly.
I think I can help. The social work industry is very much about a perspective generally of that people in poverty are there permanently and not trying to break people out of poverty into the middle class or higher levels.
Right.
And that's why the Democrat Party and social work are very intertwined.
Right, exactly.
They view poverty not as a series of choices, but as a station in life that is immovable largely.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say. That's why
You
my
know,
personal focus is on the children in underprivileged communities, because I personally feel like they don't choose to be put in that position. But I'm having a little bit of a difficult time empathizing with the older generation of underprivileged, and not in every community, but I I don't know how to I don't know like.
it's interesting. So it seems like basically and I'll leave that question to y'all. Do y'all think that, poverty is a series of choices? Or do you think that there's something that is systematically set up to keep people, in a particular bracket? Let me know in the comments.
To not sound bad. I know you are great at not sounding bad when you say stuff, but I don't want to say something that'll get me in trouble.
Well, here's one way to look at it. And Charlie, that was helpful, actually. The Great Society from Lyndon Johnson. It was a series of policies that were designed to help underprivileged communities.
Right.
They hurt the very people they were supposed to help.
How?
Well, the reality is it created dependence on government. So you have a lot of single mothers, for example, that are paid more money not to have a man in the house than to have a man in the house because of the way the math of these aid programs
What do
work.
you mean?
Well, often the way the math of the aid is calculated is if you have an earning husband in the household, that actually causes you to disqualify for forms of federal aid that were designed to help you.
Right.
But actually, the best way to get kids in your own household ahead is in a two-parent household, because if you're raised in a two-parent household, you're less likely to end up in jail, less likely to end up in poverty.
Literally in that particular type of situation, and we talk about this especially like in the Black community, you're incentivized. So either you don't have the man, therefore getting these benefits to help, or you do have the man and you aren't eligible for the benefits anymore, which is crazy. Like it's very interesting the way that that's set up.
More likely to graduate from high school. So one of the ways that, if you're asking for advice, I would say for the people around you, even who might lean left, you can recognize their intentions come from a good place.
Absolutely.
But the policies of their leaders have actually betrayed the very people they were supposed to help. And you can let them know, because I believe this is genuinely true. Not just the Republican Party, but our conservative movement. We care about lifting people up from poverty. We just care about actually doing it rather than talking about it. That's what I would say.
The other thing I'll say is that we as conservatives believe that if you're in poverty, it's largely because of values, not because of lack of stuff.
Like what values?
Not saving money, spending all of your money in your paycheck as you get it.
Not
For example,
having, that's stuff that,
abandoning your spouse after.
that's something that I think about as well. There's been this guy that I've been watching, Caleb Hammer, and he does this thing called the financial audit. And after looking at so many of those and seeing the wide range that people are making and different things like that, knowing things in my personal life, people that I observed and different things like that, it is very easy to say that, oh, it's because of something that's set up and I'm not getting, like, just having that need as far as for government aid in general, not being taught, not saying me personally, but just people in general not being taught how to budget, not being taught, any of these things that would be helpful. But we will spend so much money, whether that be on fast food, whether that be on our vices, whether that be on, it's like we can't even for a month or 2 months or 3 months cut down on something or eliminate it to get us forward. And so it's one of those things where it sucks, and getting the information with everything that's available to us. That's why he said it's a value thing, because it's just like, what do you value? Do you value your comfort, or do you value as far as your morals or the things that you need to get done? You know what I mean?
Impregnating them. Not spending all of your money on alcohol and drugs, and instead opening a 401k. So values are the number one predictor of entering the middle class. And there's a great book called Life at the Bottom. You should read it, by Theodore Dalrymple, who's a social worker in the United Kingdom. It's called Life at the Bottom, where he got into social work because he wanted to help people, and he realized it was not a lack of stuff. It wasn't lack of housing, lack of food stamps.
All that stuff
it was
is
that
there.
Their value system was one that kept them poor.
Yeah.
So yeah, really quick, then I want to get to the next question.
I'm just struggling because in all of my social work classes right now, they're talking about all of those things. And
they're wrong.
So what do I do? I'm trying to learn about what I want to do.
I think you need to stay in social work because you're called to do it. But there's an amazing amount of literature, from Thomas Sowell to Shelby Steele to Theodore Dalrymple, that get down to actual root causes of poverty, which is not lack of stuff, but is worldview.
And honestly, when I look at, a lot of this stuff, it is how we view certain things. Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out, because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, literally, I've sat there and, when doing my tax return, different things like that, you'll sit there, you'll be like, okay, I made this amount and this was this, but where's the rest of this money going? Sometimes we're spending more money than we make a lot of times. And so we're borrowing, we're doing this, and we like to say it was for this emergency. And sometimes it is, but sometimes, a lot of times, it's not, And so I definitely understand what he was saying as far as the value. But here's the thing. When you're dealing with a group of people who that's what the value is being taught to them, how do you teach them something different? How do you get out of, and I think that's more so the conversation. What do you value? When you sit down and really think about that, I think some interesting answers will pop up, and then from there you can be like, okay, well, this makes sense that this is the way that currently everything is. So if I have a different value or learn about that, then it'll be better. But anyways, it's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another video. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. Make sure to check out the description from my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.